Hey guys, this is your girl Diva Fashionista, and as you might have noticed, I did not review last week's show. Yeah, it was a lot going on and I just could not. I could not. But here I am reviewing Growing Up Hip Hop Atlanta. This is episode 3, season 2, and this week was entitled Rack It Up. Rack It Up. To all my girls. That's neither here nor there. But I wonder why I didn't get it. Usually I can kind of get the reference, but I just didn't get the reference. And that song is hot, though. And we see that Toya and Reginae are missing. And even though I didn't review last week's episode, I just want to touch on that very briefly. So we saw last week where Toya was just speaking out through social media, talking about she's just done. She's fed up with the editing. She's tired of how they're editing her child to look like a brat. And I think what it is, Toya, is that you're seeing how your daughter is coming off. And she's coming off very brattish, very entitled, very just like a little spoiled brat. And I'm sorry, there's only so much editing could do. I've been saying from the very beginning that the editing on this show is terrible. You can see that things are out of sequence, or they just hype it. They edit it to hype things up. I've said that from the very beginning. Watch my reviews from last season. So it's kind of evident that that's what they're doing. But Toya, I have to say, and I've said this in the past and other people have said it, you can't edit someone to look worse than they are. Like in past reality shows where people try to claim like it's the editing or the producer, they're trying to make them look bad. You can't edit someone into something that they're not doing. This is the behavior that she's putting forth. So this is what she's doing. You can't edit words into someone's mouth. You could chop it, you could screw it, you could put it out of sequence. But if this is what she's saying or this is how she's behaving, that's how she's going to come across. She is giving them that material. So I'm sorry, Mama Toya, you can't be mad at the producers. You have to really, have a conversation with your child, because at this point she's infamous and she has to decide for herself if that's the image that she wants to portray, because this is how she's coming across to all of us. We wouldn't be saying this if this is not how she's coming across. So that's just my little quick read on that situation, what I'm going to get into this week's episode. We open up on Brandon, who's talking to Deb, and he's letting Deb know that he wants to start, or he started his own record label. And Deb is just like, what? Like, what? Like, blown away. Like, Brandon says a lot of crazy, outlandish stuff, but this is kind of out there. This is a little bit of a reach, Brandon. And Deb is just like, yeah, this is not really going to work. And in between their conversation, here comes Johnny Blaze. And Johnny Blaze, she's all happy to be there and just be a part of the family. And, she says she feels like Brandon has become more than just a vocal coach. He's more of a brother, a part of the family, something to that effect. Yeah, that's what I got from that scene. And then we move on to Bow Wow talking to Lil Neek Neek. So Neek Neek and Bow Wow, I like this friendship. I like where they're going with this. Bow Wow, I like Bow Wow. I'm coming around to Bow Wow. I like Bow Wow more in his scenes with the younger crew. I like him in a mentoring state. Bow Wow still wants to be the man, though, so that's where he comes off a little obnoxious, and it's like, respect my accomplishments. But when he's with the girls, when he's with Shania, when he's with Zanique, I really like it. He might have to get with Reginae a little more, and I hope Reginae will be receiving of the advice, because as good as advice Bow Wow is at giving advice, he kind of wilds out, and he don't really, I don't know what happens when he makes his personal decisions, but he gives really good advice. So I hope they get together and he could kind of mentor her, because she needs it. But he's talking to Zanique and about her career, and Zanique is telling him about she's not sure she wants to go on a tour with her mom. And Bow Wow says what we feel, or at least I felt, that Zanique was implying when she was like, I don't know if that's my audience. Yeah, Bow Wow gets straight to it. It's like, okay, yeah, you may feel like, maybe they're not your audience. You might think there's going to be an older crowd. But as he said to her, entertainment is entertainment. People want to be entertained. So you could take this as a golden opportunity and just get up there and do your thing and just really entertain these people, which is all they want anyway. And he was saying that, which I totally agree. That was just sound advice. Even Zanique was saying like, yeah, that's really great advice. You're giving really great advice. And he's saying how his first tour, he went out with NSYNC. I had no clue. If you would ask me, his first tour was with Snoop Dogg or maybe even JD. But to find out that he went with NSYNC, which is like, bye, bye, bye. You don't get that like bounce with me, bounce with me. Like, yeah, that's not, I don't find that that's the same audience. But it probably was cute for what it is. And it introduced Bow Wow into homes that you probably never would have gotten to otherwise. So that was really sound advice, and I really liked that scene. I think there was something else in between. I think there was maybe a scene with Shania and Ayana or something, but it really, like, some stuff like, I know when I'm watching, it's kind of like filler, and you're like, it's nice, but get into something that was really like exciting, that really was like had me anticipating what's going to happen next, was the scene where Deb gets the call from Brandon, snitch ass Brandon, that he sees Johnny Blaze in the club and she's dancing. She's back on the pole. I don't see what's wrong with that. I didn't know she retired from the pole. But that's a big scene, because now Deb gets all riled up and she has to go get her, because she ain't having none of that. None of that is going down on her watch. No pole dancing. So she has to go to the club to go get Johnny Blaze. So I was really like, yes, I'm here for that drama that's about to take place. But next up we see Shania bring her boyfriend to meet Bow Wow. So you would think Shania would bring her boyfriend to see her papa, but you know, JD is still MIA as of yet. So she brings him to meet Bow Wow and the guys. Bow Wow's playing ball with some gentleman. I ain't catching name. I'm notorious for not giving a damn who other people in the scene is. So I ain't really care. But he's playing ball and they're talking about Bow Wow's music again, and JD hearing the music. And the consensus is, you need to talk to JD. You need to let JD hear the music, but he's still not with it. So Shania comes in with this cute little, well, tall boy. He's tall. Willie. She comes in with Willie and she leaves him with the guys, and Bow Wow makes a joke about him taking Willie to the strip club, and Shania lets him know that that's not gonna happen. She's not cool with that. So they talk, and at first Bow Wow's trying to flex and really just be like stern with this young man. And this young man, he did a good job, because he was respectful. He didn't get out of pocket, and he was trying to answer the questions. Now, he lies to Bow Wow when Bow Wow asks him if they kissed. Shania already told him that they kissed and nothing else. So he's asking him about sex, and he's like, you better not be pressuring her into sex. And he's just like, no. Very respectful. And then Bow Wow busts out laughing like, you off the hook. Because it was really like, really, watching Bow Wow, little ass Bow Wow trying to press somebody, was just like, Bow Wow, cut it out. Like, it's really like, you're not really about to do this, right? Like, I can't take you serious. This boy is probably thinking like, I probably could take him. Like, if he flex, I'm gonna have to take Bow Wow down, you know, and that's not gonna be a good look if you're trying to date Shania. But it was really cute. I really laughed. I like when Bow Wow acts like he's just like, just Mr. 106 apart. But he's just in that mode. I'm just like, oh gosh, here we go. But Bow Wow tells Willie, like, listen, like, we the fellas, you could relax around us. It's JD. He's gonna be a problem. When you finally meet JD, he's gonna be a problem. And he gives him the advice to keep his Willie, keep your Willie in your pants. I thought that was really cute and clever. I feel like with grown-up hip-hop, you always gotta have your climax. You gotta have your scene that gets everybody all around. We get that scene where Miss Deb storms the strip club and snatches Johnny Blaze off the pole. I was so here for it. I loved it. I was just like, yes, this is drama. I felt embarrassed for Johnny, because she's trying to get her little twerk on, and then here comes this dad like, what is this? What is this? It has to be totally embarrassing, but it made for good TV. So she didn't literally snatch it, but she's like, get down, come on, let's go. So she goes outside in her little ensemble. I don't know what you call it. It's a bathing suit. I know it has some fringes. Her ass is huge. I'm not going to talk about her cellulite. I'm gonna be more mature than that. But the ass is huge, belly snatch. She comes out and I guess she has to be embarrassed, like, and Miss Deb is talking to her like a child, like, you have to choose. It's gonna be this or that, because if you're doing this, I'm done with you. I can't deal with you. And Johnny is like humbled and embarrassed. She's like, but how am I gonna pay my bills? And so she's telling her, like, no, da-da-da. She just basically reads her and leaves her there. Gets in the car and go about business. Like, you want to sit and marinate on what I just said. What I said, you're done or I'm done, And Johnny had a very valid point. It's like, okay, so if I strip tomorrow, like, what am I going to do? And that's one thing that I have to say, because we've seen this before. We've seen when Diddy told Biggie he had to stop selling drugs, because Biggie was still selling drugs, because there's a part where even though you're on, quotes, or you have a deal, or you have whatever is going on for you, where you're on but you're not on it, or you have a contract but you're not making money off of music, or the music money is coming slow. Like, you may be touring but you may not be making money off the tour, or you may be making very little money. Now with Johnny Blaze, like I said prior, like, I thought she was going to be on a few reality TVs. Like, I've heard her name in the industry, but she has yet to blow. She has yet to be able to just leave that alone. She hasn't solidified a spot on a show or an income. So Deb, I do feel like that's unfair of her to tell her to stop stripping if she doesn't have an option. If she, like Johnny says, like, well, how am I going to pay my bills? What are you saying that you're going to give her? Whether you're going to say she can answer the phone, she's going to be your receptionist at your management place, I don't know. What are you going to do? Do you have shows lined up for her? Does she have a song? Does she have an EP? What is she doing outside of stripping that brings income? And you got to understand, she has a name. So I'm pretty sure she's a pretty successful stripper, to the point where she could go into any of your big name strip clubs and today or tomorrow and walk in, and they'd be happy to have her. So with that being said, I'm sure her income is substantial. What are you going to do? What are you offering her to match it? Because that's the thing. Diddy had something to offer Big. Like, all right, we still okay, it's slow coming, but I promise you, if you trust me, I got you. And he delivered on a promise. So I'm just needing I need Deb to give her some promise, or give her something that she can, or she is doing, so that she can, quit the pole. But it made for a good scene though. So we see a scene with Bow Wow and his mom, and Bow Wow's mom is still snatched. Mama Bow is still snatched. She's very put together. And, she's questioning Bow Wow about the music. And here we go again. Someone's telling Bow Wow, basically, you shouldn't, and you shouldn't want to do this without JD. And it's very disrespectful to do it without JD. She refers to JD like that's like your pops. And he cleaned it up for her. I like their dynamic, because he's not being a brat like he has been with everyone else. And it's just like, no, I'm not messing with him right now. He explains it a little more calm way, just basically like the sound he had. JD has a signature sound, and he's not trying to really sound like he did at 14. His mom, I guess she could detect the BS, because she's still giving him the stank look, like, I don't think you should do that. I think that you need to let him hear your music, and you still have to deal with him in some capacity. And I guess we all agree, because I agree as well. So we have a cute little in-between scene of Brandon hosting auditions for his record label. I don't know why that didn't make it into the main show, or was in a bigger segment, but it was a cute scene. He had a good turnout. I don't know if Deb was helping or if Deb was there. I didn't quite catch that. But I did see him hosting auditions. And what was the guy singing? What was the guy singing? I can't stand your ass, but I love your ass. Brandon was just looking like, what? So was everybody else. What kind of song is this? I wish him all the luck on his future endeavors. Hope it works out for him. Ayana goes to see her dad. And Ayana is asking for money, and she's going down the list of what she needs money for. She needs money for the patterns, and she needs to meet her samples, and she needs to have photo shoot and all this stuff. And she tries to sneak in there that she needs her breast reduction. And her dad is like, whoa. He's not really even willing to have the conversation, but she kind of like raises her voice and puts her little foot down, and Daddy, we're gonna talk about this because I told you before that I need a breast reduction, and you know Daddy doesn't understand because he doesn't have titties, so he doesn't know I'm in pain, you know. So he has the conversation, and her dad has a valid point. Like he said, he knows people who's gone under and never came back, you know. Surgery can be dangerous. It's not something as, you know, trivial as Ayana's making it. It's just she wants it, and it's just like, that's it, I'm going to do it. So she's not used to her dad just being like, no, you know, just like that. But he comes around and he tells her, like, once she has a consultation, she can bring back the information to him and they'll discuss it further. So we'll see. I think we did see a scene with Ayana having surgery. So guess he does come around to it, and, you know, Ayana is fine. But something that she's determined to do. So we'll see how this plays out. In the studio. First, Johnny calls him to let her know. So she announces herself that she's coming to let her know, like, she needs to speak to him. And I think through text he told her that not to bring no drama. He ain't with it. So she comes in and she's ready to let Brandon have a piece of her mind. But Brandon ain't having it. See, I had to read Brandon just a little bit right now. I love Brandon. He's definitely a breakout star. But Brandon's boast is bigger than his resume. He has this swagger. Like, he's made it. He's the ish. And he's just like... Just his ego is out of just the world. Like, he just has the biggest ego. And I'm not totally opposed to that. I act like I got it. You know, I'm all for faking it till you make it. And I definitely walk with a strut. Like, I'm the ish. But it's a certain humility that he needs to have that he does not have. It's okay to feel that you are this presence. You are this force. And it's fine to think that in your mind. But the reality of it is that you're not there yet. So when the way he handles people, it comes off very abrasive. I really did not like this scene with him and Johnny, because I'm still rooting for Johnny. I still want to see Johnny win, and it's not over for her just yet. She's still young and she's still very talented. So there's a spot for her. And, you know, just to tell her just to quit the pole cold turkey, look at Cardi. Cardi's stripping, like, there's definitely, if we could accept her, we could look at Nikki. Nikki naked every 5 seconds. Nikki don't like clothes. She got this new body and she wants you to see it. So if there's places for women like that, Johnny doesn't have to have this clean, just spot-free, blemish-free image. She does not need to have that in order to be successful. She just needs an opportunity. So just dealing with hearing Brandon, just the way he was speaking to her, like, she couldn't even really, she's trying to talk, he's trying to talk, but then accusing her of over talking him. You didn't let her get her feelings out. You weren't really trying to hear that. First of all, you snitched on her. I can't wait till she finds that out. You're the one who told her. You put her in a position to be embarrassed. She's hurt. She's embarrassed. She called him. This dude hung up on her. Like, he wasn't trying to, he keeps making this little analogy. I don't even know what the heck he's talking about. I'm not trying to pity pat with you, kitty cat with you. Like, what does that even mean? Like, he just wasn't there for her. And you see earlier in the episode, she's saying, like, he's like a brother. So now when she needs you, you're not there, and you're not giving any validation to her feelings. So he really tried to check her and really, like, you're not listening. And, like, the way he's just speaking to her, she's just looking like, listen, I'm just gonna put up with this because I need this right now. Whether it's the check from the show or whatever opportunity she feels that he's going to give her, or dealing with Deb and Brandon's going to give her. But you could tell, like, she wasn't feeling it. Like, she just looking. She wasn't looking at him. She's looking off to the side, like, I'm just going to let him have this right now. And he's just really going off on her. And I felt like it really wasn't necessary. It's just, Brandon, what are you doing? What are you doing? Why are you acting like you are Diddy? You're not the man yet. Like, you can get there, but even once you're the man, you got to understand that every market is oversaturated. Every market, there's somebody else doing exactly what you're doing. So even if she don't mess with you, she can go over here or over there. It's always going to be somebody else that will be willing and be kinder to her. So I'm going to need Brandon to just humble himself just a little bit. Just take it down a few notches, because at this point it's not even entertaining. It's just disrespectful. So in the last scene, we see Deb and Brad talking, and Deb is basically telling Brat what happened with Johnny Blaze. And Brat says something now we all want to know. We all look at Deb with the side eye. At least me. I'm not going to speak for y'all. I'm going to talk for me. I know Deb got children, but I be giving her the side eye. You know that how you doing, little side eye. So Brat says it when she says she snatched her off the pole. Brat says, "Were you enticed? Like were you mesmerized by her seeing her on the pole?" And Deb just kind of like classy, like, I'm gonna skip over that. She doesn't answer. Well, she answers the question, but she doesn't answer the way we want to know. Like, ew, no, like, ew, I don't like girls. That's what the response you would get, you would want to get. She doesn't say that. She says she looks at her as a daughter. And Brat is another one who gives really good advice, really smart, a lot going on up here. And Brat is basically telling her, you know, just giving her advice as far as Brandon, what's going on with Brandon. And she's like, you know, when they get out of line, what are the consequences? She's like, well, Brandon, do you take his Xbox away? What is it? You know, and Deb tells her that Brandon's starting his own record label. And that's when Brat is like, well, who is he working with that he hasn't gotten this opportunity through you? Why is he still working with your artists, basically? And Deb doesn't really have an answer for that. And that's where we leave. It's like a little cliffhanger until next week. Let's see if I make it back next week with next week's review. Let me know how you like this review. Let me know your comments or how you felt about this episode. And guys, I'll catch you, or you will catch me in the next one. Later, guys.